Note, LX 900 is not an official Lexus model name. It appears only in clickbait video titles. The real 2026 flagship lineup is the Lexus LX 600 and LX 700H hybrid. This script uses accurate specs from that real lineup. So the content holds up to scrutiny. There is a certain kind of silence that falls over a showroom floor when something truly flagship rolls in. And that is exactly the feeling the 2026 Lexus LX creates the moment it comes into view. This is not just another luxury SUV added to an already crowded segment. This is Lexus's boldest statement yet, a vehicle built to dominate both the boulevard and the backcountry. And today, we are going to walk through every inch of it, from its commanding exterior to its whisper-quiet cabin, from the numbers under the hood to the price tag that decides who gets to own one. If you have ever wondered what a six-figure luxury SUV actually delivers for that kind of money, stay with us. Because by the end of this video, you will know exactly why this SUV has become one of the most talked about releases of the year. Let's start with the way it looks. Because first impressions matter, and this SUV is designed to command attention from every angle. The exterior wears Lexus's signature spindle grille, but on the LX, it grows larger and more assertive, flanked by sharp, blade-like LED headlights that give the front end a hawk-like intensity. The body sits on a muscular stance derived from the international Toyota Land Cruiser platform, which means, underneath all that, luxury polish is a chassis with genuine off-road pedigree. Depending on the trim, you will notice details like matte grey grille inserts, black chrome accents, dark roof rails, or on the rugged overtrail trim, chunky 33-inch all-terrain tires that hint this SUV is just as comfortable crossing a riverbed as it is pulling into a five-star hotel. Valet line. It is a design language that says two very different things at once. Refinement and readiness, and somehow it pulls both off convincingly. Step inside, and the story shifts from strength to serenity. The cabin is where Lexus really wants you to slow down and notice the details. And there is a lot to notice. You are looking at more than 19 inches of combined screen real estate, blending a crisp digital driver display with a wide, central touchscreen that puts navigation, media, and vehicle settings within easy reach. The seats are trimmed in supple leather, accented with either exotic hardwood or brushed aluminum depending on your trim level, and the top configurations add massaging front seats and ventilated second row, captain's chairs that make even a 3-hour drive feel like a spa appointment. For audio lovers, the available Mark Levinson 25 speaker system turns the cabin into a private concert hall, tuned specifically for the acoustics of this vehicle. And in a detail that always gets a reaction from first-time passengers, some trims include a built-in cool box, a small ref. Taken all together, the 2026 Lexus LX isn't just a vehicle built to impress you in a 15-minute test drive around the block. It's engineered for the long game, for years of ownership where reliability, comfort, and genuine capability matter, far more than a spec sheet designed to win an argument on paper. That's ultimately the strongest case Lexus makes for this flagship. Not that it's the fastest or the sportiest, or even the most feature-packed SUV in its class, but that it might be the one you stop thinking about and simply start living with, comfortably, for a very long time. Let's take a moment to place the 2026 Lexus LX directly against its closest rivals, because numbers on a spec sheet only tell half the story until you see how they stack up in context. Against the Range Rover, the LX trades some outright design flair and badge, prestige for significantly better long-term, reliability and a noticeably lower cost of ownership over 5 years. Against the Mercedes-Benz GLS, the LX gives up a touch of interior tech polish but counters with genuine off-road hardware that the GLS simply doesn't offer in any trim. And against the BMW X7, the comparison becomes almost philosophical. The X7 wants to be driven, engaging the driver with sharper steering and firmer body control, while the LX wants to be experienced, prioritizing comfort over connection at every turn. None of these comparisons produce an obvious winner, because the right choice depends entirely on what kind of luxury ownership experience you're actually looking for, engagement or effortlessness. It's also worth spending time on the infotainment experience itself, since this is an area where Lexus has made real strides. After years of criticism for clunky, dated systems, the current interface ditches the old, trackpad-based controller in favor of a fully touch-capable display, supplemented by a handful of physical shortcut buttons for climate and volume, striking a balance between modern touchscreen convenience and the tactile reassurance some drivers still prefer. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard, along with an intelligent voice assistant that responds to natural phrasing rather than requiring memorized commands. So saying something like, "I'm cold," will actually adjust the cabin temperature instead of forcing you to dig through climate menus. Over-the-air update capability means the system can gain new features and refinements over time, without a dealership visit, a modern convenience that used to be exclusive to electric vehicle brands and is now becoming standard across the luxury SUV segment. When parked, making entry and exit easier for older passengers or anyone. Loading young children into car seats, cabin storage is another quiet strength, with a deep, well-organized center console, generous door pockets, and dedicated wireless charging space that doesn't require awkwardly propping a phone at an angle. These aren't the kind of details that show up in a spec. Financing and incentive options are also worth a quick mention for anyone seriously considering a purchase this year. Lexus has periodically offered rebates on hybrid trims to encourage uptake of the LX, 700, along with competitive lease terms on select configurations, meaning the effective monthly cost can end up more reasonable than the sticker price alone suggests. Buyers financing rather than leasing should also factor in Lexus's typically strong certified pre-owned program a few years down the line, which extends warranty coverage and adds a layer of resale confidence that helps offset the higher upfront cost of buying new. Put all of this together, and the picture that emerges isn't just of a well-equipped SUV, but of a vehicle where nearly every decision, from acoustic glass to camera placement to financing incentives, traces back to a single guiding philosophy: reduce friction for the owner at every possible point of contact. That's a harder thing to advertise than horsepower or torque figures, but it's arguably the truest measure of what separates a genuinely well-engineered flagship from one that simply looks the part in a showroom. So that's the complete picture of the 2026 Lexus LX, inside, outside, on-road, off-road, and everywhere in between. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and stick around for more first looks at the biggest vehicle releases this year.